Cut a circle, but with the makers, they tell you what size square to make. This one, it comes with good directions. This one says a 5-inch square, but it's a little wasteful, so I cut mine 4 3/8. So they have lines. So you line up the line and aim it at the little nubby on the side, and that will align your holes and let it snap in. And this is where you cut your circle.
I'm just watching.
So this one you trim about a little more than 1/8 away, and that will give you the right size seam allowance in the gather. So, and the beauty of the yo-yo maker is they come out the same size every time. Not so good at turning the edge and basting the circle. And I've discovered I can do this in the car, not when I'm driving.
I was just going to say.
Going down the interstate. So I use quilting thread. And just, I pick a needle that's easy to hold and easy to thread. The basting, basically. So it's not a single strand. You want it to be strong. And this has nothing to do with yo's, but do you know that thread is designed to pull in the direction it comes off the spool? So I always remember to put the knot in the end you cut. You've ever been sewing and you get these funky little knots?
Yeah.
You're probably pulling it in the wrong direction.
Oh.
And if you thread your needle to thread instead of thread to needle, and sometimes if you have trouble, if you have a small eye, it's not going in. When they punch the hole, one side will be a little rougher. If you turn your needle over, it may thread easier. This is the end I cut.
I can't even thread a needle anymore.
Well,
I need a threader.
I
don't
don't
see
even
it.
I don't even use a thread. I go to the store and say, fix that.
okay, so the directions say sew from right to left. There's holes in this disc. Can you see the hole?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be sewing in the hole. I like to sew from left to right.
Yeah.
So you come up on the left. It doesn't matter because they look the same when you get done.
Yeah,
Just try it both ways and whichever. And I like to anchor my knot so that when I pull up my thread, it doesn't pull through the layers. So you just sew around.
That's much simpler.
Yeah, and I'm holding down the seam allowance with my finger. Snug against the disc inside. That's the only thing you got to remember. You need quite a lot of thread to go around the disc. So I've figured out about how much thread, and I only usually make 2 or 3 on the same thread because after pulling it through it starts to wear a little bit, and I pulled a couple times on one that I've used more and it's broken. Don't want that to happen. So this table runner is in progress. I have the center row stitched except for the end flower. This one's a little bit more of a challenge to sew together because these touch here, but they touch here, here, when they come together, and it's a little more of a challenge to get that. But I think I've got it figured out now. I thought I was going to be able to do it at rows, but it's so cute, it's worth it. And if you go to fawnsandporter.com/yo-yo table runner, there's a tutorial that shows how to make this. And she uses the same
Can you buy the discs?
Yep. Quilt shops or Joann's Fabrics.
They have the discs.
If you Google yo-yo makers, it's a this one is a clover product. They make a lot of different notions for sewing.
And Joanne says that.
It's on their website.
Yeah.
So now I'm back to the first hole I stitched in. You stitch in that one again. And that, when you pull up your gathers, that will help hold the thread so they don't come undone. So then you pop out the disc. Okay, it's all turned. And then you slide
Do
it
you make a
off.
knot?
Not yet.
Oh no, we have to pull it.
Gotta
Yeah,
make the gathers.
that's right.
So I like to pull mine from the front. So I go back out through. That's not in the directions either. So and then, you know, if you make a lot of them, you find out what works and what doesn't. So I like to hold it where the knot is, and you just go. And I always think, and this is when the magic happens.
Wow. Wow.
See?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, and then you make it look pretty. The fold slide. Flat.
Interesting.
So you want your hole to close. You don't want an open hole. Because it changes the size of your yo-yo a little bit. And you don't want to see in there. It doesn't look pretty. So this is the way I fasten mine off. You can figure it out how you go. I go back through 2 folds and I make sure I come down in the deep part of the fold because I don't want it to show. And I take 2 or 3 stitches in there to make the fingers work. Fasten those tees. This I call insurance. I go back through and take a couple more and then I can trim off my thread. It's probably enough what I've done already.
Yeah, and just reassure it.
You know, if you've got it sewn in something and your thread comes apart, you can gather it up, but who wants to do that? It's not fun.
Now, how long did it take you to make all of those?
Well, all these yo's, I've worked on it since Kate and I were part of Meet the Quilter at the state show, and I sat and chatted with people and made yo's, and I made a few on the way down, and I made over 100 over the weekend. It doesn't take very long once you have your squares
Right.
cut. You know, you rotary cut a strip and